Okay, so this is a gym technique. Don't try this at home. But what I've got is I've got an engine. I've got an engine stand. I need to get the engine high enough to put it on the engine stand, and I've got me, and that's it. And I'm not that strong, so I got to figure out techniques to way to do this one. So this is the technique that I've come up with. It's using levers, or leverage, I should say. Possibly levers, yeah, levers. And what we're going to do is we're going to, if you can get a picture of this, we're going to take these long 2x6s, which will give me enough strength to hold the engine. And I'm going to lift one end up on the sawhorse, and I'll lift the other end up on the sawhorse. And by doing that, because I'm lifting here, and it's a long lever, I'm not lifting up the full weight of the engine, I'm lifting up about half the weight of the engine. Or maybe a little bit more because I'm putting the engine in the center. And then we'll be able to put the stand on, I'll be able to take it off and see what happens. So let's take a look at the engine. Over here I've already attached the engine stand. I need to get this engine over there, so I'm just going to use the engine stand for that. Lift up the engine. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting the engine kind of on the center of that engine stand for the sake of moving. It's not pretty, but it's doing it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've already put screwed down a piece of wood to keep the engine from slipping. I'm going to put the engine up here, and then we're going to put the other piece of wood, screw it down so it doesn't slide down. I'm already maxing out my back. Whew. But the one thing this technique lets me do is I'm never putting myself in a situation where the engine can't drop more than like a few feet. I won't be in the way and getting hurt, and the engine will be relatively safe. Okay. So let's center the engine. Yeah, I'm doing video though. Great car's out there. In the house? Okay. Ah, boy, this is hard. Let's see where we're at. There we go. Okay. Look at how wobbly this is. We're going to see. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not, but let's try it. Putting this piece of wood to sandwich. Oh, and if you could bring the camera over here. This is kind of a nice little accident. Look at how the wood's going to be able to go underneath these, which will provide a little bit more stability. There we go. Not much, but a little. Screw these puppies into place. Now, if this doesn't work, this will be a good blooper reel. Now, in hindsight, I wish I would have done this over the grass, because that way if it didn't work, the engine would fall in the grass. Okay, next thing. My ultimate goal is to get it to this height, but lifting that high at one time, I think I'd hurt myself. So what I'm going to do is a step lift. I'll lift it to this height. Oh, the reason also is if I lifted it that high at one time, I'd have too high of an angle. So one end would be really high and the engine would be unstable. So I'm going to only lift it up this high, right here. That way it'll give me that opportunity. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to need is my daughter's help, but I don't think she wants to be on video. Holy cockamole. So what we're going to do is I got to try to see how I can lift this up. Well, let me first see if I can lift it up, period. Okay, I put these, hey, that's not that bad. Can you see that engine trying to rotate? So, one of the things I did was I put these two 2x4s here just to give me the ability to hold on to something. So what I gotta do is get this thing underneath. Cool. Look at that engine want to rotate. Okay. You can take the camera over that way. This is now scary. Scary and disturbing. So, I almost made a mistake. If this thing was right in the center, I wouldn't have been able to put the engine mount on. But since it's right over here, I'll be able to just kind of squish it over and it should be fine. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here, but I'm going to try to lift this up and see what happens. I should be looking at that. This one is not going to be easy. Okay. Alright, so what I'm finding out here is this is not going to be happening. So, let's go ahead and pause the video.